Welcome back to Structured Gibberish, the only show that has both structure and gibberish.
That's fair.
We're your hosts, Brian and Pat, and today we're going to talk about mostly San Diego Comic-Con, but all toys, basically. It's just going to be toys the whole way. So,
Toys.
I
do love toys.
Speaking of which, there was something I wanted to show you right before we started, and then I forgot to show it to you. So I'm just going to show it to you right now, and everyone can see it. Hold on. Ready?
Oh, yes.
The newest Titan class Transformer, wow. The Decepticon Nemesis.
He's cool.
It's actually a she, it turns out.
She's cool.
She turns into their starship, their big purple starship from G1.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about the existence of this thing.
Yeah, you can kind of see it, in the legs there. You can kind of get a sense of what it looks like, but it's very cool. It's the transformation is not too difficult. It is about the same height. Yeah. Well, it suffers from that usual, we basically just scaled up all the engineering, so all the joints are giant and chunky, and lots of good solid ratchets and everything. The only thing I don't like is these things, which are held on by all they do is just hang off to the side. That's all they do. And if you move the arm the wrong way, like if you try and straighten the arm out too much or bend it the wrong way, then this flap is designed to just come off.
Oh, well, I mean, better than that to break off, right? So.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that right there, that little hole. That's going to break. Yeah. That's going to break.
Eventually.
I'm very nervous about that. So
is this like a third party? Is this like a collector's thing, or is this made for children as well?
This is made for children.
Well, that's stupid.
Yes. This is, technically it's part of it's the Generations line, which is the toy line for children that they know is primarily purchased by adults.
Got it.
So I'm not going to try and transform it right now because it does take a while and it's pretty loud. But she's going to go up in jet mode and in vehicle mode. She's going to go up on my shelf, which you can't see because it's behind the camera of all of the Titan figures. So I'll have the Autobot ship, and then I have the little core class that are not they're the closest you can get to the correct scale.
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting because there is a lot of cool paint and detail and everything in.
Oh, I like those little thrusters.
Yeah, in robot mode, but in vehicle mode, it's basically entirely flat purple, because that's how it was on the show. So
fair enough.
All right. Let me put this back. You can start talking about your Indiana Jones thing, the cool little belt hack you did while I put this back on the shelf here.
I wanted to share with y'all my Indiana Jones. This is the Hasbro release Indiana Jones. First of all, I was ecstatic to finally have a 6-inch Indy.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see, I'm going to show you on this one was much better. So if you can see here,
let me give you the full screen because that is tiny.
So if you can see here, his gun holster,
mm-hmm.
It's got the little hole, and it's got the little strap has a little nubbin.
Yeah, the little
fits
mushroom.
Into the hole.
Yep.
But so this stuff is made of a little bit sturdier plastic than the belt itself. The belt itself is pretty kind of stretchy, a little bit stretchy. And this little piece here that holds the whippin.
The whippin?
The whippin. Don't ask again or you get a whippin. It had a little nubbin on it too, but it was even smaller than this one. And the hole had nothing. You were going right up against the pants. So there was no way to get. I sat and played with it for about an hour before I just about whipped Dr. Jones across the room. And I was very frustrated, and I was like, it really stinks. I wanted him displayed with the whip on his belt there. And as you can see, it is on there. It's on there pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because a long time ago, I bought this box of tiny magnets thinking that they were slightly larger. And so for the project I was planning on using them for, they are useless. But for making a tiny magnetic belt holder for Dr. Jones, they're pretty damn perfect.
Look at that.
And you can barely see it. I used the tiniest of the magnets. I obviously applied one to the belt itself and one to the little holder. And so it's now if I want to use the whip, it's nice just to close it off, you know. This jacket can cover it a little bit. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that I often think about doing. I'm like, oh man, you know, this would be great if I could get this, that, or the other on there. But for whatever reason, the stars were aligned, and I did this the night I opened it. I was like, nope, cut that off, glue this, boom. And it was a very quick project, but a very satisfying one. I'm very proud of myself.
It came out really well, and those magnets are like the perfect size.
Right, and again,
it's like incredible. You just had that.
I bought this set. I was trying to. I'm always trying to get into the idea of making custom figures, like resin ones. And so I see a lot of people who use magnets for the joints in the arms and legs and such. And these are just a little smaller than I would like them to be for that. Like they came in like 3 size variants. You can kind of see them in there. The biggest one is still a little too small. And then the smallest one is the one that I used on the belt. And I was like, these are insanely small. I don't know what I would ever use them for, but boom. There are so many times that I get like an accessory that I'm like, this does not hold in the hand. And now if it's something that I'm not collecting and I'm just loving, then boom, it's getting magnets.
Boom.
Boom, magnets. So that's all I really wanted to say about it. I did a project. If you are having a problem with your Indiana Jones, this is an excellent solution. If I ever figure out what size magnets these are, I'll post it on our page just so you can kind of do it yourself. I think I'm going to do the gun holster too, because it's a pain in the butt. It is much too small an area for the kind of enclosure that they give you. And you know what else? Just a side note. I believe they have different engineers working on the different lines. And I think that's stupid. I think they do it on purpose because, like, you can't put Indy's hand on a Marvel Legend because it's got a ball joint there rather than having the joint attached to the hand.
Yeah.
And I really do think they're just like, no, screw you guys. We don't want you having a good time with these.
I know for sure that they actually do have different teams, even though all those 6-inch figures are essentially the exact same thing, you know, like that's the same deal, you know, they're all just humanoids. They're all just people like,
right.
But Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, they're all.
I will say this works.
Yeah. Looks good.
So, but yeah, you know, I was just very happy. Wanted to share that with you in case anybody else was as frustrated as I was with the lack of ability to attach the whip to the belt. Now you can, I believe, don't quote me, but I wouldn't have bought this on a whim if it wasn't like $5 or something. So this was definitely on Amazon somewhere, and it was definitely inexpensive. So
just search for tiny magnets. Yeah,
that's all. I also think, because I searched for rare earth magnets, and I don't believe these are.
No, you would know. I once accidentally ordered rare earth magnets. I was just trying to find strong magnets.
Right.
I just needed something that was going to hold a decent, like, it didn't have to be neodymium rare earth, but the thing said strong magnets. Mm-hmm. So I ordered 2 of them because I needed 2 of them. They came in separate boxes, and the 2 boxes were stuck to each other.
Stuck together, yeah.
And so I was like,
they're no joke.
Well, that's interesting. So you know what I did is I opened one box, and I had the magnet in my hand, and then I opened the other box, and I was not holding it tightly enough. And the one magnet flew out of my hand and smashed into the other one, in the process slicing through my finger. And then they shattered when they hit each other.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
And that was when I realized.
You didn't start a fire. because they'll spark too.
I think it actually did spark, but yeah, it didn't start a fire. But yeah, so then I threw it in the garbage. And then as I was taking the garbage out, me forgetting that this was in the garbage.
Right.
As I walked past the fridge, the magnets leapt up and stuck to the fridge and tore a hole in the bag. And I'm just like, you know what? These magnets are just going to be stuck to the inside of a garbage truck forever.
Right.
I don't even know what to do.
Go.
Should I bury them? I threw them away, but I was like, I don't even know what to do with these things.
So yeah, they're fun. Don't mess with rare earth magnets unless you mean to.
Yeah.
They're nothing to fool with.
No.
Like the Wu-Tang Clan, they're nothing to fool with. So
we're making some weird references today. So speaking of weird references, let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con. San
Diego Comic-Con.
That is the comic convention that is happening right now, right?
That is the one, and this is the first time in years that it's felt like San Diego Comic-Con. I've been very excited throughout just because Thursday was preview night, and that's when most of the stuff gets kind of revealed anyway. And then Friday they had a lot of the panels. A lot of the big companies had their panels on Friday already, which is today. There's usually stuff on Saturday yet, so there's a good chance we'll have some other stuff to talk about in a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's exciting. It's fun. It's like I said, it's the first time it's felt like a San Diego Comic-Con since the pandemic started. So
yeah, there's still not much comic book news though. I did see that they're doing a new X-Men comic with the old logo, and I don't know. They didn't say what it's going to be about.
I really do think that it's partly that our interests have shifted away from comics. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably comic news out there to be had.
Well, there was we're gonna talk about Power Rangers in a little bit, but Hasbro did talk quite a bit about the Power Rangers comic book, which is starting like a year-long arc. So like the comics are still going strong. So let me bring up the first topic here. I'm basically going to be in browser mode for most of the episode because it's one of those. But the first topic I want to go over real quick is this new HasLab. I don't even know. I think the previous HasLab just ended, the one for the G.I. Joe helicopter.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a thing, to be honest.
Yeah, it was this, how big a G.I. Joe is, so it's like a giant, I think it's a Firefly helicopter. I don't remember. I'm not a G.I. Joe guy, but this is the Ghost. It's the hero ship from Rebels and from, as you can see from the logo here, from Ahsoka. So this is the kind of mini Millennium Falcon type ship from that cartoon show. And it's $500 and it's already half funded and it was just announced today. And what did I just click on? So yeah, it as a typical Star Wars, I'm pretty sure it's in scale with the smaller ones. It's not like Black Series, it's the smaller ones. But I think it only comes with her to begin with.
That makes enough sense, I think.
Hera Syndulla. But, it's got the opening thing there. You could see it in the front. You could pop the stuff off, walk around the inside. It's got arrows shooting out of it in various different directions. It is 28 inches wide by 34 inches long, so it's rather... If you stand it upright, it's taller than Unicron, I believe.
Wow.
So, rather large. And it comes with a tiny little shuttle. There's Chopper in there. So the shuttle is stuck on the back right there, so it docks on there. So I think you can put people in the thing. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I like that this is there. I'm not going to get it because it's huge and I don't collect Star Wars, but I loved Rebels and I like this ship. And it looks like the first unlock is another figure of Ezra Bridger, who was the main character on Rebels. And I know we see him in the Ahsoka trailer. He's in a hologram, but he disappeared. Spoiler alert. Can I do spoiler alerts for...
I think so, right?
Things you should probably know before you watch Ahsoka in a few weeks. Ezra and Thrawn disappeared. They were taken to hyperspace by space whales, and Ahsoka has been looking for them, mostly to find wherever Ezra is. Then the second unlock is Kanan Jarrus, who is the other main Jedi on the show, played by Freddie Prinze Jr.
Love that guy.
He will not, as far as I know, be in the live action show due to the lack of being alive. And then the character, not Freddie Prinze Jr.
Right. Yes. Thank you for. For a second, I was like, what? "No, he's fine."
He's going to Google Freddie Prinze Jr. dead. Yeah. No.
What happened? I love that guy.
And then Unlock 3 is Zeb Aurelios, who is the character who is, I forgot what race they made up for him, but he's what the Wookiees would look like in the original pre-art, you know? So anyway, you get half the crew. He did show up
in live action already.
He or his species? I think his species did.
I believe he.
Did he really win?
Yeah. I don't know. Have you finished Mando season 3? Maybe
oh, no, I haven't.
Don't need to tell you.
Okay. No, I haven't. Here's a picture of people designing it.
Ah.
Okay. So anyway. Yeah, cool. All right. That's all. If you like Star Wars, this is a great addition to your collection for only $500.
I do want to very, very briefly, because I just sent you a link because I forgot about it. To one up this giant thing, there's another giant thing out there.
Where'd you just send me?
Giant-sized man thing.
Where'd you just send? Oh, Skype. Okay, hang on.
Skype,
stand by.
There are two things in Skype, but anyway.
What?
Super 7.
Oh, the selfie update. Yeah, okay.
Super 7 is coming out with an in scale with the 7-inch action figures.
This is a Google search. Oh, wait a minute. What did I just copy here?
I don't know, buddy.
Oh, it just gave me the text of the title. Okay, sorry. No, I don't want to support you. Go ahead.
No. So that is Cat's Lair.
Yeah.
Scroll down and see if I believe there should be some pictures of it with. Yep, there it is.
It's 2 inches taller than the Ghost.
That is ridiculous.
Yep.
And I love it. And I'm definitely not going to buy it because it's a lot of money.
For the scale, that a big purple transformer is about 26 inches tall.
There you go.
So this is rather large.
Rather large. I don't know what I would do with something this large in my collection.
Why do you need a crystal? What is the reference here? You need something
I don't fully understand.
You need a Lion-O that's a little bit more breakable.
Clear, right? Clear and breakable Lion-O.
What is this? Yes. I am not on my Thundercats lore. Why is there just a science table? Whose table is this?
I mean, there was one of them was a scientist.
Was this a thing in the original?
It probably was. Again, listen. The second
listen. Look, I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
The second I watched the very first episode of Thundercats, which featured all the Thundercats being completely naked, I was like, I don't remember the show, obviously. The show did not. The characters stayed with me. The fun of the show stayed with me, but I don't actually remember this show at all. But this is an impressive undertaking. And I applaud whoever is actually going to purchase it, because good heavens, that is an investment of space in your home.
So this is for the the torturer. These are the torture tools.
That's the rock wall, so Batman can keep it hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yep.
I don't believe the Thunder Tank will fit in the paw.
Oh.
They also made a Thunder Tank. I don't know if you saw that. I think it was last year's
big
thing.
I remember that.
And that thing is huge too.
These do open, but all you get is the whatever this thing is.
Some guns, maybe some blasters. I don't know.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
It's very impressive.
From here, he can sit and be like, "Oh, hey, someone's using my sword."
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Who's shining my sword?
Well, let's go.
Okay, well, how much is this? It probably says way up here, doesn't it?
It says up there somewhere.
600.
Yes,
600 plus $100 shipping.
100 shipping, so $750. And
that's unicorn money right there.
There are other. I believe you can pre-order it through other avenues, and it's $1,000 there. I don't know why. you would do that. Maybe they offer more payment plans. I don't know, but yeah, this is the big stuff. All backers get a life-sized key replica in case you find the actual.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a 4-inch key. Hang on, it was way down at the bottom. Yeah. I scrolled past it.
Because it doesn't mean anything. There it is. Early bird exclusive. Spend your money now.
Okay.
Get this key that literally goes to nothing. Hooray!
Moving on to... why did I put that there? I didn't want to put that there.
I don't know. Put it somewhere else then, buddy.
I don't want to group it. It's in a group. Whatever. Okay. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show, which is where we're going to spend the majority of our time, I'm sure, talking about Masters of the Universe.
Well,
Yes. I mean, look how many pictures. Look how many pictures. There are
so many pictures, but...
Give me which article here do you want to look at first, and how did I goof this up?
I don't know. It's okay, buddy. I don't think it much matters which one we look at first. We'll just start going through. The big news, which you already saw there, they are doing Filmation Origins figures. I love the Origins line. I have one right here. This is a newer Skeletor. He's got a jointed jaw. He can close his mouth and open his mouth like a good little guy. It's getting weird. So anyway, they're expanding. I keep getting to the point, and Brian knows this because I talked to him about it. I get to the point where I'm like, should I keep buying these? They're great, but there's a lot of rehashing. But they got me. They definitely got me. The rehash is the rehash that I've always wanted. They're Filmation accurate, vintage style, but with slightly better articulation figures. I mean, go up a little bit there and look at that Skeletor for a second.
I'm trying to get there we go. Trying to get the best zoom for the...
That Skeletor head, there are better pictures of it out there. It looks pretty
probably better pictures of it down here. While we're scrolling to it, let me know if you want me to stop on one of these. I don't... Who's this person?
So that... You didn't watch Revelation?
No, I didn't watch Revelation. I watched the first season.
That's all that's out there. This happened. Anyway, it's Tila as the sorceress.
Okay, that probably did happen. Yeah.
It did towards the end.
Okay.
They just released what's her name. I don't care about her at all, but that she's going to be like the villain of the next season. So there's that.
Didn't they do like a Revelation Part 1 and didn't it come out in like two halves?
Oh, it did come out.
I didn't watch the second half.
You didn't watch the second half. Got it. Now, stay at this one for a second. Because apparently in this article, this is the only real picture of it. That upper left-hand corner, that is movie Evelyn. I am super excited about this. I was not expecting them to continue the movie line. To be honest, we got kind of a dud of a He-Man because the Dolph Lundgren head sucked so hard, in fact, that a third party got a factory-made Dolph Lundgren head. I have one on order that is coming out for replacement. The Skeletor was really good. The Evelyn looks pretty decent. Like it's not like NECA quality, but it's very nice. I like the actress's face is on model. There's the new packaging that they're coming out with for the Masterverse line, which is cool.
Good art.
It's very good art, and I like that Duncan too. It's like it's a solid. He's got a little bit of handlebar on his mustache.
You got current one, and then you got old Duncan.
Right. Clean shaven.
He's got that ball in the cup toy.
he's the master of that ball and cup toy.
There he is. So you got your two heads.
Yep, better than one.
Ball in the cup.
And thankfully he comes with a ball in the cup. So, all in all, very, very cool. These are some of the Masterverse we already kind of knew about. We didn't know Rock on there. That's cool. We didn't know he was.
I love that guy. I might actually get this one just because I love the he's like a robot and he's practically a transformer. He's practically a robot in disguise, right? Because he
is right in the middle of Masters of the Universe and Transformers, and also just a little bit of Rock Lords.
Yep. He's like, I'm going to
He's actually mostly Rock Lords.
He's got that same power as Frodo when he's got that one cloak that looks like a rock, you know? He's like, I'm going to turn into a rock.
I'm going to be a rock. And I rock. Next to him, again, we knew about these already, but I cannot wait to get... I've got my Skeleton Warrior glow-in-the-dark figures on pre-order. Very excited for them. I never cared about these guys, the one you just passed.
I was trying to get those skeleton guys.
Oh yeah. Well, that's okay.
These guys?
Fangor and Lady something Serpent. I don't know.
Lady Serpent.
Lady Serpent. But they're cool. They're nice additions. I'm very intrigued and enjoy any addition to like the original line, and because anything Origins I kind of take in. They're Mattel made, you know, so as far as I'm concerned, they're just a continuation of the original line. So I'll absolutely go after them. I'm hoping to get Moss Man there. He's starting to show up. He's a Walmart exclusive, and you know how much I hate Walmart.
Yes, I do.
You couldn't even pre-order him, so you just have to happen upon him at a Walmart, which is even worse. Although my odds are better at actually acquiring one.
Yeah.
But he's very cool. He comes with the additional. What do they call them? The Beastman head that was based on the original line, the Power Master or whatever they were. I can't remember. But yeah, it's very fun that we get that as well because he's Beastman and Green Flock. But also because he's flocked, they're charging a premium for him.
Of course,
it's kind of a crummy deal, but. In any case, it's a nice looking figure. I'm hoping to add it to the old collection. There's some more of our awesome Filmation. I can't wait. That Trap Trial looks beautiful. Tila looks good. There's something off about her. I can't tell exactly. It could be the way they painted her face. Duncan too. Just there's something. I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something a little off about him.
Whenever they do the Filmation figures. And they're in the squat pose of the toys, it doesn't look right to me. Like this He-Man in the background, because on the show, they just stand up like normal people.
To be fair, whenever He-Man's about to run away, he always squats down first and runs. But that's just due to them. What is he holding?
Him?
Yeah, looks like he's got a device.
Yeah, he's just holding like a cool rock that one of their kids found. The people who set up the booth.
That he was just really excited. He's like, I got this cool rock.
Also, look what I caught with my hook.
It looks like his hips are maybe on backwards. I'm not sure about that. Like just the hip joints look weird.
Yeah, they do.
But anyway,
that's his butt.
Right, it definitely looks more like a butt.
See if we got
random Snakeman.
There we go. Yeah, he is holding some sort of a crystal. Is this a reference to something? Did they have like the crystal?
It could be the Diamond Ray of Disappearance, but that was always in a box.
Yeah, maybe it comes in a box.
Maybe, but I mean, again, the whole point of the Diamond Ray of Disappearance is if you see it, you disappear. So, they really should not be holding it out of a box there. Also, like, do you see those faces next to Skeletor?
Yeah.
They look super familiar, but I can't put my finger on. I'm sure there's some Filmation character or characters, but I don't know who they are off the top of my head there. So off
the top of their head too.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
It looks pretty good. I like it.
That just looks like the toy.
He-Man. Yeah, it's just regular old He-Man.
That looks like that's other He-Man.
Snake pointy He-Man. Yep. They already came out with him. I don't know why they're showing him. That is literally just an old merman toy that they.
What's going on here?
He is
Shogun Warriors.
They've been released for some time. They're very expensive. Faker, I think, is new, maybe, but I can't be sure. I want to say they're about 300 each, so I've passed so far on all of them, unless I inexplicably become rich. Also, this.
Oh no. He looked at the Diamond Ray of Disappearance.
He did. Now, this is actually, I believe, a very expensive piece of jewelry.
Oh, it is. It's got a chain.
Yeah. So,
wow.
They did some weird stuff.
How is this even how does this is a necklace?
I think so.
Does it just like hang Like, so he's like sticking out of you this way?
I imagine that it is not something you're actually supposed to wear. And it's just something you're supposed to like put on display and be like, look at my sick jewelry, like this thing. I hate this thing. This, as far as I'm concerned, this was one of the stupidest, ugliest things I've ever seen. An artist took some He-Man toys and in his regular exhibit, he had them made larger. And then he spray painted all over them, and then they released a smaller one that was exceedingly expensive.
I remember we talked about that.
It was really stupid. So
yeah,
move along. I don't even want to look
this.
at that.
This artwork looks better than this. Like if they had put the shading in, this would maybe look kind of cool,
right,
but it's
right.
Weird. Oh, gee, ooh.
Just an up close.
How come they made the face look like it's spray painted, but then the rest of it is just like, eh?
They just made me, because they're Mattel. They can do whatever they want.
Right. I think I'm back at the top now.
Yeah, these, we didn't really look at these, but there's also, I mean, it's just kind of standard 6-inch fare. I do, there's, I don't think there's been an official announcement, but there is definitely rumblings that apparently during an interview with Pixel Dan, they revealed that they're no longer going to be selling the Masterverse, the bigger figures, at retail, and it's all going to be going through not Matty Collector, whatever their new bullshit is, which I think is a huge mistake. But it is what it is. I understand if it's not making it at retail, but there's really no reason to cut out like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, those kind of places. Most people, I feel like I all of my stuff is pre-ordered through those companies. And then I budget for them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The idea that these might be like, hey, it's gonna drop tomorrow, and good luck.
What's this person's name?
I can't. Motherboard, I think. So spoiler alert for Brian and everybody watching that hasn't watched the second half of Revelation. At the very end of the episode, like there was like a background story
with Triclops in them, right?
Triclops was like worshiping this statue.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Trapjaw was also got in there. By the end, like the very last thing that happens, Skeletor is defeated. They're all, He-Man and everybody's at home feeling good about themselves. And like Trapjaw and Triclops like grab Skeletor and force him to get technified by Motherboard. And the statue, we just thought it was a statue. She like springs to life and is actually a character. So
okay, fair enough.
So here's some more.
I like this stuff. I like this really 2000X Trapjaw.
Yeah, I might pick this up because it is very cool. I like it very much. Trapjaw is one of my very favorite villains. Whip. So we got Beastman here. Again, I think they did a good job of capturing the animated look.
What's this other sword he's got?
I don't know. I was looking at that too. I am unfamiliar with that sword. Now you'll notice in his other hand, he does have a Filmation accurate sword, which is cool.
Yes.
But I don't know where that other sword comes from. And I was a little bummed because Skeletor doesn't have his little cross bone sword. He just has the purple power.
I love that they couldn't put Filmation on here, but they're like, it's right. The cartoon and it's in the Filmation logo.
Yep, they did a good job with that.
Whatever happened to Filmation?
His whip.
Who did they get bought out by?
I have no idea at this point. Hallmark, maybe?
Yeah.
Because I know for a long time Hallmark owned the He-Man stuff. If not, that maybe they still do. But
okay, so here's some new guys who weren't in the pictures before.
New guys. Extendar actually extends, which we're all very excited about.
Just a little.
Well, I mean, Mechaneck just comes with some extra neck to snap on. And it's a bummer. I don't think he swivels by himself. I do like that they gave him the 2000X like Halo backpack thing going on. Mm-hmm. It's a nice marriage of the two designs, I think. He's got some cyclones that you can clip in.
You think this actually?
It looks real, but I mean, it could also just be.
I think it's printed that way because it looks the same, and you're seeing the same frame in every. Yeah, I don't know, hard to tell.
Maybe they're just super consistent with where their camera. Nope, the camera's a different angle and it is still the same. So, yeah, we'll give it time. Maybe they're gonna put a real one in there, and maybe this was just the prototype. Who knows?
Maybe it takes a while to boot up. Who knows?
Right, exactly.
Look at this guy. Oh my god.
He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good there. His jaw. This looks like a trap. Maybe they should have painted better on the prototype that they're showing everybody. Clearly they missed.
I think that's supposed to be like his throat.
It is, but like the teeth paint should be covered up at the bottom there.
I think he's just got green teeth. I don't know.
Who's to say?
Yeah, who could say? Who's the expert here? I don't know.
Exactly.
Hey, there's that sword again.
Yeah, that's a cool looking sword.
I think that's a different sword. That's a cool sword.
That is a different sword because the other one is more open, but I still don't understand why it's there. But whatever. It's a cool guy. It's some kind of cool guy. What are you gonna do? You buy him a cool guy? That's what I'm gonna do.
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna buy me a cool guy. So yeah. Still, it's almost like they avoided all the pictures of that evil in.
They did.
I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, they seriously did. You can't. She's back there.
You can see her, but they're like, no, we're just not going to show her off. Maybe they're, mad that they're the fans that don't like the movie at all. I like the movie for what it is, a terrible, terrible movie. But I like it for that. So. Yeah,
that's what's great about terrible movies.
It is. It's true. So.
All right.
Anyway, looking very cool. The as far as I know, Origins is still going to be solicited for sale everywhere, but we'll see how that goes. If they make that Maddie exclusive or Mattel Creations exclusive, I'll be very bummed out. But I'll still go. I'll still try and get them for as long as I can, I guess. So just don't kill us prematurely is all I'm asking. So, all right, what else? What's next? What you got?
I got Transformers.
Transformer bots.
Yeah, we got some good ones. I'm going to tell you all about some lore, Pat.
Please do. I love Transformers.
I wish Hasbro had released official pictures of some of these. Some of these have official pictures, and some of them, they just have the photos of the slides. But this is supposed to be, this guy is named Shattered Glass Sideswipe, which Shattered Glass is like their mirror universe. So it's like evil Autobot kind of thing. But he is literally Armada Wheeljack. He's like Armada Wheeljack. Everybody, like when that toy originally came out, everybody was like, he looks exactly like Sideswipe in different colors. Why did they name him Wheeljack? I don't know. But he was an Autobot who got fed up with Autobots and joined the Decepticons, and so he like had a big slash across his Autobot logo and this exact color scheme. So that's very cool. I don't know what this thing on top is. I think this is Minicons.
Oh, are Minicons back?
They weren't until now. But
in many ways, they never left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are some Minicons. We're going to get into that. Every so often, there's a Minicon, or they do a Micromaster that's like based off a Minicon, because they're kind of like the same thing. But I don't know what this is, but it looks like it might be some kind of Minicon, which would go well with him being basically Wheeljack. And then we have the Sideswipe and Whisper. So I guess there is a some other character. I didn't even realize that was there. And then this Shattered Glass Rodimus, which is this is the one. I don't know if I can zoom in. Okay, cool. Hold on. Get out of here. He is the evil version of Rodimus.
Does he have a goatee?
He has a goatee, yeah.
That's awesome.
Because he's the evil version.
Right.
I think the last time they did this, he was Rodimus Unicronus or something like that. They made up some sort of a fiction about it where it was like, yeah, he's like an avatar that Unicron created and it looks like Rodimus Prime or whatever. I don't know. He's just a retool of the Studio Series Hot Rod. Anyway, I guess maybe now he's Shattered Glass. I don't know if this is considered Shattered Glass 2-pack, or I'm assuming it is. Shattered Glass 2-pack, etc. Okay. So there's those guys.
Etc.
This Ratchet is just a repaint retool of the Ironhide that came out this year. So it's another Studio Series 86 movie. He's supposed to be like slightly more cartoon accurate Ratchet. Mm-hmm. So it's good that they're doing that. This one is a repaint of Rumble, and I'm disappointed in the naming. I'm glad that they're doing it. I'm definitely getting it. I got the Rumble. Mm-hmm. So there's a long-standing thing in Transformers that you might be aware of.
I am.
Whether or not, which one is Rumble and which one is Frenzy. Okay? On the cartoon, Rumble was blue, Frenzy was red. In the comics and in the toys, Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue. So you're either on the RIR FIB or the RIB FIR. Whichever side you're on one of those. Which one is the official depends on the continuity. So like IDW went with Rumble is blue, Frenzy is red. But anyway, when the Rumble came out, he was named Rumble Blue. And I thought, oh, Hasbro's just going to then release the red one and name it Rumble Red. And that will be, then people can't be like, oh, they're picking a side, they're playing favorites. They're saying Rumble is officially blue. But then they didn't. They're just like, no, this one he's Frenzy and he's red. So why did we bother putting the color in? I can see he's red.
Right.
Are they going to later re-release these exact same characters with be like Frenzy Blue and Rumble Red? I don't know. It doesn't matter to me because I throw the box away right away. So
right. You can do whatever you want right up here, buddy.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is. I see your frustration. I think it would have been very fun of them to make it the way it maybe should have been.
Yeah. I mean, in my preference, Rumble is blue because I'm a cartoon number one person. Mm-hmm. I don't care what they were called in the toys or the comics. So, let's see. So we got Nightbird from Revenge of the Beasts. This is different than the Nightbird figure that was in the 3-pack that came out not too long ago. A little bit more complicated. Quite a lot more going on. Not a huge fan of it. Looks good though as a car, but the movie figures always have way too much stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So there are 2 TerrorCon. I forgot what they're called. One of them is named Freezer, and this one is named Novocaine. They're not named in the movie at all, but they're just like human-sized. They're the things that chase the human-sized people in the movie. I don't know why this one is so well endowed. It's not like that in the movie, but apparently, no, I think that's just his arm sticking forward. He has 4 arms. It's really hard to tell with the.
Didn't you ask me to behave today?
Look, I'm counting how many swear words you've said, and I'm putting them in the jar. So anyway, I'm not collecting these, but it is cool that they made the other one. This is an actual Minicon right there, Pat. That right there is a Minicon. They announced this repaint, so they already put out the Hot Shot in the normal colors, and if you recall from Armada. Armada was this great series where in the first half they released all these unique toys, and then in the second half they were like, and now they're all powered up, so here's all the same toys again with different color schemes. And so this is it's not the power. Is it the Power Links version? Is that what I don't remember, because I know Power Links. Then that was also the name of things combining in Energon. But anyway, this is where Hotshot gets his Hot Rod color scheme. And Jolt, his Minicon, didn't come with the normal colored figure. He came with no Minicon, but now they're including the Minicon in its powered-up colors. And people are kind of upset about that. I'm kind of upset about that. I would have preferred to have Jolt in his dark red original colors to go with the normal Hotshot. I will buy this one, though, because it is the Hot Rod colors and it's his powered-up form, and I do like... This turned out to be a good figure.
Well, that's cool.
Much better than the last time they tried to do a Hotshot. It did not turn out well. There we go. There's another close-up of the vehicle mode. And it also comes with these extra blasters.
Blasts. I think those are super fun.
I think this will be the 5th time that I will be getting this set of blast effects in a new color. This is the first time that I'm getting. They'll be in deep red, or if it's orange, I already have an orange, but they look like a deeper red. All right, here we go. Ultra Magnus from the movie. This is the new commander class. That's the biggest thing that isn't a Titan. Very cartoon accurate. Transforms. There's no white Optimus Prime. It just all folds up into this robot form, which is cartoon accurate. I already saw on Reddit massive arguments going on about whether or not he should have an inner robot. On the one side, people are saying, well, the entire point of this toy line is that it is not even cartoon accurate, but literally just movie accurate. And that we've had 3 Ultra Magnuses lately that are a white Optimus Prime with armor on them. And then on the other hand, the argument is, you dummy, he's supposed to be a white Optimus Prime in armor.
You dummy!
So, I don't know. Both sides have a point, but I got to go with the whole point of the series is that it's movie accurate. So. But it looks really cool. You can fit, they actually demoed this, you can fit 3 deluxe cars on the trailer and inside. It actually is sized to fit the cars.
I'll be honest, I give him mad respect that white Optimus in the front just like folds up inside of him. I think that's awesome.
It's very much, people are calling this another mini masterpiece. Hasbro coined that term, I think, when they did the Trax figure. They said it's like like they looked at the engineering for the masterpiece figure and simplified it. And so it probably folds up very much like the original masterpiece. Well, not the original masterpiece Ultra Magnus, which was just a white Optimus Prime, but the one that looks like this. Instead of there being an inner robot, though, and there's no photos of this, it was described, and I think maybe there was, like, they did a hands-on where they showed it, but I haven't seen the actual video, but it's described as his chest opens the way it does in the movie, and then a spring pushes the Matrix forward. And so the Matrix then goes back into his chest when you close it up. So that's what's there instead of, that's what you get instead of a robot. And then this will be the 3rd time that I'll be receiving this blast effect.
I mean, they're fun. I really...
Oh, there's so many.
I was going to say, I really like the, my obsession with minis lately, but I like having the notion of I'm sitting here, I got a little blast effect right here. This is from a Sentinel, you know? So, but I just love having the option, if I'm going to be able to sit down and like mess around with some cool figures, I like that I have the option of making all these different, scenarios come to fruition.
And what's cool is that for the last 5 years, at least, Hasbro has been, since they started doing these blast effects, all of the toys have been compatible with them. So the blast effect has like a larger peg with a little hole in it. And so all of the figures, let's see, this guy has one. Do I not have a blast effect handy? I have all these Power Ranger blast effects. But do I not have a? Oh, here we go. Okay. Here's a Transformer blast effect. So it has like a, let me give myself the thing here.
Yeah, take it. Take it.
All the blast effects can go like on the tips of all the guns. They can go anywhere where like there's like anywhere where a larger hole is, they could slot in like a 3 millimeter or 5 millimeter. Is that 3 millimeter? I think it's more like 3 millimeter peg. Like it can go in there. And then for the last several years, all of the figures have little bumps all over them, teeny tiny little bumps where you can stick them on, and they should, in theory, stay. Don't make me look like a fool, tiny Optimus Prime.
Damn, okay, well, you Hasbro. No, not that one.
Not that one, but any of the other ones. It
I'll
should.
Send you some magnets.
Yeah, it should. Look at my cool little. He's happy. This is before he was Optimus Prime.
That was back when. Way back when.
Does this guy have any pegs?
No.
There we go. I don't see any little pegs that are obvious on this guy, but yeah, like all of them fit in the Pew pew.
That's really neat. I like that a lot, actually.
So lots of good replayability. So presumably Ultra Magnus will have some little bumps on him too. But I'm very excited for this guy. He'll look good on my shelf back there. He's taller because he's commander class. He's more properly scaled with the rest of the movie figures than the one that I have back there, which is really fairly short. They announced Noah Diaz in his exosuit from the Rise of the Beasts movie. And in the movie, he's not a Transformer. He's more like Iron Man. But there was some concept art where he turned into like a jet, and they were like, well, he's a jet.
I like that. Well, he's a jet.
The fun thing about the Rise of the Beast line is that half the toys are based on the concept art because that's what they were working with. And then some of them, they had started late enough that they were able to use I have Cheetor from the concept art, and then I have Cheetor from the actual movie. And so in this case, they literally just said like, yeah, we didn't want to put out a non-transforming Transformer toy, and I had already started with this concept art, so here he is. So that's kind of fun.
Fair enough.
And then they're doing a box set of Decepticons from the movie for I guess it's the 15th anniversary, which was not this year. It was like, what would that be? It was last year. It was the 15th anniversary, I think. But last year they put out a set of Autobots. This year they're doing a set of Decepticons. So I think these are Studio Series figures that just have really nice paint on them, I believe is the deal. 15th anniversary. So I love their Legacy line box art. This is the second year that they're doing it, and I don't know who the artist is, but I love this art on all these boxes. It's just like a Lisa Frank drove a freight train into a box of Transformers is what it looks like.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. So Nacelle, which I think Nacelle is one of those random miscolored Transformers from one scene in one background of one episode where the artists were told, just put anyone in the background. So they took a Starscream, gave it random colors, and threw it in the background, and then BotCon gave it a name. And now here it is in actual toy form again. So it's Nacelle, one of those random, I think I have 6 or 7 random miscolored Starscream toys from background shots, and I love it. I have I could have an entire shelf of animation error Starscreams, essentially. And this will get added to the shelf.
Well, that's awesome.
I do like the color scheme too. It's kind of like Starscream, but with all the colors mixed up. It actually looks closer to IDW when IDW showed what Starscream's actual body would have been had he not had his spark pulled out and put into a pre-constructed body. Which was a good story. Anyway, Nova Prime, which was mislabeled in their presentation as Galaxy Prime. He's actually a retool of Galaxy Prime. They just reused the same slide from like 3 years ago. But Nova Prime, in what he looks like in like the very first arc of the old IDW comics, is a retool of the Ultra Magnus that's on my shelf, which was then retooled into Galaxy Prime, which is the Optimus Prime from Transformers Cybertron, which was now retooled into this guy. So anyway, he was the Prime before Sentinel Prime. I don't remember. He's a bad guy.
The Land Before Prime?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a bad guy. So.
Fair enough.
And then
I stand by my joke.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He was still a Prime. The Land Before Prime is, well, there's a shockwave thing. Anyway, now this one I think is a really fascinating set, Pat. I'm fascinated, and I hope you'll be fascinated too.
Fascinated enough.
This is what the hell is this box even called? It's like dueling something. They don't give the name of it. Do they give the name? No. But it is, I don't even remember the Cascade and Javelin are their names. I am told that these are obscure characters from the IDW reboot series that, the 2019 to 2023 IDW series, which I did not read.
Oh, okay.
Because when it first started, it looked super boring and I couldn't get into it. And so, but look how good these figures look.
Ooh.
This one in particular, I love the way these turned out. So this is a retool of Siege Chromia.
Okay.
And this is a retool of the Bumblebee movie RC.
I was going to say RC about the other one. That's funny.
Yeah.
I can see it more in that one now that I'm looking at it. Just got
So,
the wheel heels and stuff.
This mold, I was never a huge fan of it. You can't see, you can imagine it, but you can't really see it. It has a massive backpack. Whereas the RC mold is really cool, and it turns into, I don't know if they show the vehicle modes. I
was going to say, I would love to see what they turn into.
She turns into like a motorcycle-y thing, and she turns into a slightly more car-esque motorcycle-y thing.
Interesting. Okay.
But
I mean, they look awesome, though. I love the color combos. And
I think they both have sniper rifles, too, or something like that. I just like the design of the face. There's no eyes or anything.
Uh-huh.
So, I think we're also coming up on almost 20 years of them using the term Voyager class, which they came up with for the show Transformers Cybertron, where theoretically they were going out into space and going to other planets, and so it was like these are the Voyagers and stuff, and then they're just like, yeah, we're just sticking with that forever. And so now when I say things like they're Voyager class, in my head that means the one that's between the normal size, which is deluxe, and then the really big size, which is leader. You got the Voyager class. Right. But why is it called that? Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Give me a Venti Optimus.
Yeah, exactly.
And a Grande Rodimus, please.
So,
who knows?
I think that is it for the Transformers that they've announced so far. So we'll see if any more show up in the next day or so. But all right, Hasbro Selfie Series.
Yeah.
This is going to lead into my next thing that I want to talk about, to which I don't have a link. But all right. You sent me this, and I am just looking at this now for the first time, but you said to me that they are updating what they can do with the selfie series.
Yep. That's the rumor.
Eyeglasses, sculpted beards, mustaches. I grew this beard just in time for this. As well as several new hairstyles. Yeah, that they really did need new hairstyles. Yeah. Mine is not. You would think that with my very even hair, that it would be there, but all the hair just ended up looking like a, I don't know, like a giant.
A bit more dashing, shall we say.
So anyway, I'm excited for that because I did get those tiny little glasses, and I had to kind of do a little modification to get them to stay on the thing, but they look okay. But I'd be really excited if I would definitely pay for another one.
I was going to say, as I was saying slightly earlier, I have the head of mine right here. I think it turned out pretty decent.
Yeah.
But it would look a lot better with a sculpted beard, and I'm definitely just because it severely limits what I can do with it. I specifically purchased this body, which matches my body type much more than the skinny little Ghostbuster that they gave me. But alas, this is as much as I can do with the hair down. So the next time round, I'm picking a hair up ponytail style.
Yeah.
Which I rock pretty often as well. So I'm very excited. I mean, I'm not excited about blowing more money. And that's the other thing that we don't really know yet, because I don't think that there's been a big official announcement of how this is going to roll out after San Diego Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. But the price might go up. Like, wasn't it originally like we thought like the $60 was like an introductory thing anyway?
Yeah.
So there's a chance we're looking at more like 80 or more. I don't know.
My guess being that the the cost of the figures in general has gone up a bit since they introduced Selfie Series. My assumption is that it's probably going to be like $80. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping for not. I'm hoping for 60, maybe only like 70. Because, you know, I mean, if we're being real with ourselves, it's a lot of money to pay for the head.
Yeah.
You know, because the body is the body, you know.
The closer they can get it to actually look like my head, the more I'm willing to pay for it.
Absolutely.
You know, but
yeah, a lot of concessions were made when I got this head, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll take this. Sure.
This is actually pretty interesting because I had kind of assumed that Selfie Series wasn't doing well because they had discounted them for a long time. Like there was like they were like advertising. They would send me emails, be like, "Hey, they're still on sale. Get your friends to get them," and everything. And I was like,
"Well, they were only on sale through people who were part of the Hasbro Pulse, whatever." I got the emails too, and they were like, "As long as you're a Pulse member,
Pulse premium member,
then yeah, they're on sale." So yeah, I every time I've seen that, I'm like, part of me, because again, like I said, the hair really bummed me out that I could not use this head with the body that I was trying to.
You could probably maybe modify that hair a little bit.
It's very thick. I'm going to try again. One of the things I said to
Brian
when we were talking about this, because again, this head was $60. Once I get a second one with a different hairstyle, I think I'll be a lot more open to messing around with this. Because right now, all I see is like I'm breaking the hair off and then being like, well, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm adding that to your list of swears.
I'm trying to be good.
God darn it.
God darn it. Givity bivvities. Yeah, I'm very excited. I provided that it's not outrageous, you know, $80 is probably around my max, I think. But again, like you said, if they can get it really, really, really close to my face, the sky is going to be the limit on how much I am willing to pay for it versus how much I can afford to pay for it. There's a difference there.
Excuse me, I just had to put on some Carmex strawberry lip balm. Strawberry.
I wonder if I should get a different body this time. I got a Ghostbusters last time because the body is completely meaningless to me because they don't offer husky build action figures on their site.
Yeah, what they should do is give you the helmet that they are replacing. Like you should be able to say like, if I'm getting the Red Ranger, let's say, I should be able to also have like a functioning Red Ranger figure if I want to pop my own head off and maybe put it on a different figure's body. I mean, they should really do that. It's probably already on the sprue and they're just gating it off. Like
it makes the most sense.
If the price is going up, hey, send it up just like $1 more and give me the head. Like I got the Mandalorian figure. I don't collect Star Wars, but specifically I got the Mandalorian body because I don't collect Star Wars. Like I already had a Red Ranger body. Probably got like 3 of them at this point. But I don't have a Mandalorian helmet. I'm the kind of Mandalorian who never wears his helmet.
There you go. You're the opposite of the Mando.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I mean, like basically for me, the nicest thing about the Ghostbusters Selfie Series is because it did come with all the accessories. And like I did not have a PKE meter because I didn't buy this Egon. I still have the Mattel Egon, and he didn't come with his PKE meter for whatever reason. And I was like, hot dog. Now I've got one. I've got an extra PKE meter laying around. I've got an extra ghost trap. It didn't just come with me in the suit. You got the pack, you got the gun, you got the the stream and everything. So yeah, I think it's kind of BS that you don't get the helmet for the Power Rangers or and
it's just the helmet.
Star Wars.
Like the Ghostbuster one is a good deal because they don't wear helmets anyway. But like you get all like you can see here, you get the other accessories. You just don't get the helmet.
Yeah, I think they should definitely up that was go to that one again. Go to that one again.
Yeah, don't look at that.
Ridiculous. That is awful. That's just bad marketing. Because if I come here and I see that, I'm gonna be like, why is he playing with somebody who's obviously not him? That dude's got a skinny face and a tall haircut.
Yep.
Not at all the dude who's holding him.
She's okay. That one turned out okay. That's your hair.
She has my hair. Yep. Look at that. We're hair buddies. Yeah, this is definitely lady hair, but whatever.
This is the same girl with her hair in a different shape and then like a completely different haircut.
Well, and you know what? Go back all the way up to the top for me to that girl. That is awful.
I didn't even know they had that facial expression.
They don't. Like, that's part of the problem is that this was when they first hit. Like, they were showing people like smiling, giving like do, and then they were like, oh no, you can't even smile. Because I tried. I did my damnedest to smile, and they're just like...
It'll tell you not to.
This is your face. Yeah. And you know what? I know it's not going to show up, but one of my favorite things about this is if you can see my... come on, buddy. You see my upper lip there, is they did paint on like some like of my mustache, like on the upper lip. It's so weird, as if they were like, it looks like his upper lip's brown. Go ahead with that. So it's interesting. Interesting choices were made. Again, the beard, it really sells me because obviously I have a big beard. I'm very excited at the notion that I can have a beard on my figure. If they can honestly give me this face with a beard and slightly different long hair, I would be very, very happy.
Mm-hmm. So when will we get the technology to give us individual strands of hair?
That's, I'll be real honest with you. There was a point where I was thinking I could get this head out. I could get this head out and do something. The doll hair was probably not an option, but it's like something. I could do something.
All right, so I want to move on to the next topic, which is the lack of Power Rangers at San Diego Comic-Con and the reason why. So I believe it has now been confirmed by someone at the Hasbro booth. Someone went up and asked them. Mm-hmm. There was a very well-sourced rumor in the last few days that the Lightning Collection was going to be coming to a hiatus. Mm. And that one of those sources had said it's primarily because the fans are very fickle and don't buy every single figure that comes out. They seem to have favorites, essentially. And some of them are more popular than others, and Hasbro seems to be at a loss as how to predict. I'm extrapolating a little bit, but that's...
It's crazy. It's like when you take the Dragon Shield away from the Green Ranger, that one doesn't sell, does it?
It's funny how they...
Put that one down. I said that one right to Hasbro.
It's funny how John Warden did such a good job when he was leading Transformers, and then he went over to Power Rangers because it was not doing well, and it changed to be not doing well in slightly different ways. But the biggest thing that they always do is like it seems like they Google one reference photo. Mm. They find a reference photo and then they base it on that, and then you look at it and you're like, well, that's like when they did that promotional shot, they goofed up the costume. Like, did you guys just watch the show?
Right. It would do them well to have some fans on the staff, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Some legitimate fans, because I mean, all the people who work on it are like, I'm a fan. I love the show. Of course you do. You're making toys based on the show. Of course you love it. But if you don't love it, if you didn't start out,
if you're not fanatical about it,
then it's hard. But you know what? I think there's another. It's less than the example I'm about to give, but like I said, we started the show with Indiana Jones. I've been dying for an Indiana Jones 6-inch line forever. But when the line came out, I bought Indy, and I had planned on buying a couple other ones, but I didn't. And the problem is that our friend Jim actually like hit it on the head for me. We were talking about the new movie, and it's like Indiana Jones lives in our world. The only thing exceptional about the Indiana Jones universe is Indiana Jones. And, you know, he's got a couple of cool friends that, you know, you could probably put 5 figures into it and be like, okay, I'm a happy guy. I got all. You can collect pretty much every major character in the Indiana Jones line by buying five to 10 at the max. You know, that's literally like every character that probably has a name in those movies. And Power Rangers is a little different, but not by a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they
there's
have
only like 200 Power
season.
Rangers.
Well, but I mean, the problem is that people aren't like you. You're the exception to the rule. People are fans of a section of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, like I am a Mighty Morphin fan. I could really give two shits. I enjoy hearing about it from you, but I don't ever want to watch it. Like, there's nothing about it that makes me like, oh, I got to check it out, because it's not the idea of Power Rangers that gets me excited. It was those specific characters that got me excited.
Yeah.
And so once I completed all the good guys that I thought were awesome and most of the bad guys I thought were awesome, I was pretty much done, you know? And so them constantly being like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? I might have gone back for street clothes if they gave us legit, like, it's just Billy, Tommy, Jason, Zach in their streetwear, you know? Yep. I might have gone after that because I think that's kind of cool. You know, you could have a display where they're all like morphin and then the Power Rangers were morphed behind them, like that kind of thing. But it unfortunately, it's not like Star Wars. Hasbro wants everything to be Star Wars, and that's the problem. They want, because Star Wars fans are so fanatical that they don't care who you give them. They're just like, hey, guess what? This guy was in the background of a 30-second shot that was cut for time. You got to get him. And they do. And they buy him up and they're excited about it. And there are just not many, if any, franchises out there that have such a rabid fan base. And Hasbro is just constantly after that.
Even Marvel Legends, where like there's just so many random things. Like, people don't buy every single Marvel. Some people, of course, do, but like the majority of it, like they throw stuff out there with the assumption that like some of this wave is going to sell.
Right.
With an assumption that like everything in this wave is going to sell to somebody. Right.
Well, and that's where Build-A-Figures come in too. You know, they say things like, that was a really hard one for me to pass up, the new Guardians of the Galaxy wave. Like, I had no interest because I like them in their individual outfits from the movies. Because again, I fell in love with the movies, not necessarily the comic books. But they made Cosmo, a character who I really love and really wanted, the Build-A-Figure. And so I'm constantly like hoping that they all go on clearance so I can pick up a Cosmo for under $100, because I have no interest in the rest of the figures, you know?
Yeah.
But that's how they get you. They're like, hey, we're going to make this figure that you probably really want, and we're going to force you to buy at least 2 or 3 characters you don't want at all, for sure.
Here's one of the problems with Lightning Collection and the way it's done, because they don't do entire teams all at once. They spread them out. Every wave has a pick from each team, or from a couple of different teams. And there's good reasons for doing that, because it's like, you're not there. Like I said with Marvel Legends, it's the idea is like, this wave is going to appeal to someone. Every figure should appeal to someone. But the problem is, like, they did Time Force Red, Wes Collins, like 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. They haven't done any Time Force since then. One of the most popular characters, because of the comics, is Time Force Pink, who is technically the leader of that team, and became like a popular, and I think she was on Hyperforce, I'm trying to remember. But anyway, she's a very popular character. They never made that. They never made her figure. They never made any other. Actually, no, they had done Time Force Blue. I'm going back. But there were like years in between. Right. And if you're just coming to the toy line and you're like, oh, I love Time Force, I'm going to get Time Force Blue. And then you're like, well, now I got to go track down Time Force Red. And Absolutely. If I can't get that, is it worth buying Time Force Blue?
Right. Or if you bought the one and you can't get the other, and that's part of the problem with a lot of toy lines in general, is that you'll get that where you're like, oh man, because again, not everybody's like us. Not everybody's like obsessed with these things. They're just casual fans, and they walk into a Target, and they walk by and like, holy crap, that's my childhood right there. That's the guy. That's awesome. They pick it up. They might be like, oh man, I want to collect them all. Oh, well, shit, that one sold out 4 years ago, and I got to pay $80 to get it. Well, screw this. And they put it back, or maybe they have the one, but they're certainly not going to come back for another one.
Yeah.
So I think you're right on the nose. If they had done it where they were releasing them and I know they did it a little bit, like you said, but if they had said, like, hey, this wave is going to be one Mighty Morphin, one, I don't know any of the other Power Rangers things off the top of my head, but like if they released them in such a way that you knew there was a flow to it, and like you said, it's like, oh, well, that's going to pick up these guys, and this one's going to pick up these guys, and this and this and this and this.
The way that Bandai did it with the Legacy Collection was good. There's not many things nice that I could say about the Legacy Collection and for the 6-inch-ish figures. But when they started a team, you basically were going to complete that team in 3 waves.
Okay.
It was like, oh, we're doing this team and this team. And they it was like a little bit overlapped. So it was like, it's going to be a Ninja, I'm going to make stuff up, Ninja Storm and a Zeo. And then when we've completed Ninja Storm, then it's going to be Zeo and Dino Thunder for the next wave. And then, it's like in a certain small amount of time, you could collect the entire team. Right. And this is like, I think Dino Fury, or not Dino Fury, God, there's so many Dino teams. Dino Thunder White came out years ago. Dino Thunder Black just came out. Like, they just completed the team.
How many teams have there been in the American, roughly? You don't have to give me an exact amount, but
this is the 30th anniversary. They're canceling the line for the 30th anniversary.
Happy 30th anniversary. But I mean, like the Mighty Morphins, lasted a couple of years, and then they're not usually one a year, are they?
They were for a long time. So there's Mighty Morphin, and then season 2, which just swaps green for white.
Right.
So you got that. So that's like one. We'll just call that one team. Mm-hmm. Alien Rangers is like season 3. You could kind of think about it that way, because that was the Zords from that Sentai was season 3. So that's 2. Then we go on a long string of, I'll probably have to count them. You go on a long string of like one per
like it's
season.
A season,
like one,
and it's out, season out, season out, season out.
Yeah, until the Neo Saban era, where you did get each team is 2 seasons, but then it gets complicated again because Megaforce and Super Megaforce are different costumes.
Right.
Well,
so let's just say roughly they had 30 teams of at least 5 to 6 characters, just the main guys, getting you Power Rangers.
Yeah.
That should have been easy to continue on for a long time.
And that's why I'm not entirely sure why they're taking a pause on it, because what they said, and I don't know if I haven't looked, I don't know if like a more official statement has been put out, but what they said from the person who had talked to someone at the booth was basically like, they're in kind of like development hell with their reboot, which was going to be another movie, but then is turned into another, the Jonathan Entwistle, he's the new showrunner. They're making a new show. Maybe it's a cartoon, maybe it's a live action, maybe it's more mature. It seems like there were like 4 different movie scripts floating around. Now there's a big strike and everything, so everything's on hold again. It was already delayed, but now it's on hold again. And they said like Cosmic Fury is going to come out. It's 10 episodes. When that's done, there's not going to be any Power Rangers media on the air for a while. And at the same time, the toy line is going to go on hiatus.
Okay.
But why? The toys that they're putting out have nothing to do with the media that's on the TV right now, which is why I'm confused that is why that is stopping. That seems like a cop-out reason.
It is and it isn't, because from the executive point of view, because I mean, think about like all the shit that we went through with Masters of the Universe. They were like, oh no, there's not a show or a movie. How can we sell these? We can't sell them. Mm-hmm. We just can't. And it's that same kind of old mentality that we got from, like, oh, a female character? We're not going to sell a female character. Don't even bother. And it's like, there are a lot of female characters that sell very well.
Mhm.
I know, because they go for a ton on the secondary market when I can't find them to complete my set.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably just bullshit. It's bureaucratic bullshit. It's somebody who's at the top who doesn't understand, who says, no, if we don't have something behind it, we can't sell it. So just hold off until we figure out the reboot. And I mean, maybe they're trying to figure out the tone of where their line is going.
Yeah.
And they want to match the toys to that. Maybe they're going to reboot down to, which would suck again if they kill the line, which again, they're saying hiatus, not death, which is good.
Yeah. There's two things going for it. There is still product in the pipeline. So there are more things that they haven't announced yet that I'm told are still going to come out. They're still supposedly going to release an entire box set of Omega Rangers from the comics. There might be another wave that they haven't announced yet. May or may not, because there were some product leaks from a couple of months ago that haven't been announced yet.
Okay.
So we might get that. It's the hiatus is primarily going to be 2024. So it's like everything in the pipeline is going to get cleared out, and then there won't be any more new announcements. What that probably means, though, is I'm not going to get to complete my power weapons. I'm really upset about that.
Maybe just not now. You know, maybe it'll just be a little bit of a break. Where are you at with that? How many have they put out?
I need the bow and the axe. The largest ones, basically.
I was going to say, there's a long time yet.
Yeah.
You could still see those two pieces.
It's still possible. It's also possible that they might keep going with like the Zord Ascension project and the like cosplay stuff and just halt the 6-inch figures. We don't know because they haven't officially announced anything.
Right. They've officially announced nothing yet as far as we know.
The thing is, Brian Goldner was the champion for Power Rangers at Hasbro. He was their old CEO. He passed away, but he was the one who believed in it. He was the one who championed the purchasing of the brand. And I don't think the new CEO, whose name I don't remember, is interested at all. What I've heard is that he doesn't care at all. Right. And so basically it's like, if this thing isn't knocking it out of the park, we got to put it on pause until we figure out what the deal is.
Right.
Which is fine.
Why it's not.
I think
go ahead.
From what I've heard, it is basically on life support. Like there is a non-trivial chance that it doesn't come back from hiatus.
Right.
If for some reason they can't get it together and get a new show going in 2025, then that's probably going to be it for Power Rangers until like, the 40th anniversary when the nostalgia kicks in again and they're like, yeah, we should do some more Mighty Morphin figures.
Right. Yeah, because that's what we all need.
But the last wave that they announced started 3 new teams. 3, and I really wanted one of them.
I get you, man. It's really sucky, and it hurts the brand overall when they do stuff like this. But again, this is not something that we're completely unaware of when it comes to these kinds of things. I can't count how many times I was like, I got this figure. I can't wait till the rest show up.
I can't help but think that this is more of a do you remember a couple of weeks ago when I said, hey, I'm not going to collect Lightning Collection anymore. The quality hasn't been great. There's way too many figures. I'm going to take a step back. And I'm pretty sure that Hasbro watches our show and yes, did like a you can't fire me, I quit kind of a thing. Yeah. And now I'm like,
meter just went down.
Instantly, I turned around and I'm just like, well, I wanted to buy every single one of them, and you're not going to try and sell them to me anymore. What's the deal here? So anyway, let's move on before it gets too late here. We got a couple more topics from Comic-Con.
Yeah, we do.
So I'm going back to the browser view. Let's talk about Batman's.
Batman.
We got 100 DC Batmans. No, wait a minute. What is this? Warner Brothers 100. I got to parse this headline. Warner Brothers 100 DC Multiverse Batman The Ultimate Movie Collection 6-pack.
Yep.
Warner Brothers 100 DC Multiverse.
Didn't you say we were running short on time?
Now hold on. I got to understand what's going on here. DC Multiverse Batman The Ultimate Movie Collection 6-pack. Okay. I'm with it.
So, okay.
6 different Batmans.
6 different Batman. First, I do want to say, because I can't remember if we ever brought it up on the show, McFarlane, I think we did talk about it, but it bears repeating. McFarlane has sold out twice, and now is going to go into pre-order soon. Not yet, I don't believe. So I'm very excited about that. An 89 Batmobile in scale with these 7-inch figures. I am so excited. It's huge. It's a massive thing, and it's only $60. I think it's 75 because they're going to package it with that Michael Keaton figure. And they you would just stop that.
Yeah, sorry.
Scroll down to the view with everything you get, because that's my favorite. So I don't know why they wouldn't have put these in order. That kind of makes me mad. So you got Val Kilmer, Arpat, Affleck, Keaton, Christian Bale, and
George Clooney.
George Clooney. Thank you very much. And then you get a bat signal with 4 different bat logos. Why 4, you say? Because I'm pretty sure we used the same one at the top there for the first 3.
Yeah.
But still, that's really good. And you get trading cards.
Mm-hmm.
Trading cards are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The likenesses are okay. They're not the best, but they're not the worst.
Yeah. So this is Val Kilmer.
Yeah, his lips should have been much fuller.
Yeah, that's too bad. And then we got Arpat.
Arpat. I think he looks pretty
good.
That
one looks pretty good. He's got that big extra forehead. It's more like a 6 head.
Oh.
We got, there's Batfleck.
Which looks nothing like, maybe a little tiny bit in the mouth, but
yeah,
I don't know. That likeness is a huge miss.
They got the suit right. They got the proportions of the head right now. But yeah, it's hard to. I mean, it is weird how distinctive just the mouth and chin of actors is, but
it's true.
You could kind of tell it looks off.
This one I think looks pretty good actually. On the first time I looked at it, I didn't like it very much, but now I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Clooney in it.
They nailed it. They nailed it. I'm going to give them this one. Okay. Nailed it.
Good. I think they should give it to me, honestly.
Yeah.
All right.
And the Bale looks okay.
Zoomed in too much. Yeah, Bale looks fine. He looks good. It's also in the eyes. You got to get the eyes right.
It's true. The Keaton one is a little bit off to me.
Where's the Keaton one?
Maybe
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right?
No. Wait. No, there isn't.
Why wouldn't they give us an up close on the Keaton?
No, it's there. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's
from what I could tell from here, it's not bad.
It's once I got that like ultimate Mezco one, nothing else is good enough. So these are okay. They're not bad. This set and this whole set is $120.
Pretty good deal, actually.
You can't beat that. That is only $20 a figure and a free bat signal.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it ships free too. So that's a stellar deal. Most of me is saying I'm not going to buy this.
Ultra articulation
with up to 22 moving parts for more articulation than the actual Batman had in most of these films.
That's actually true. That's actually true. Look, they could turn their necks.
They can. They should absolutely glue most of their heads on and then just be like, yes, Batman. Yes. I do have my movie Alfred that I would love to kind of hang out with all these guys. Maybe he'd look like, oh no.
If I had a spot on my shelf that was free back here, I would very much consider this because I am a fan of the Batman.
Yep.
I got rid of all my Batman figures during the huge pre-children house cleaning. Get rid of all the extra junk. This would be a cool set.
McFarlane also makes the Adam West Batman so that you could scoop up and easily put with this and complete
that was a movie.
Ensemble. It was a movie.
They should have done, and this is not even the Ultimate Movie collection then.
That's right. We could get one more in here.
I clicked on the wrong thing. Hang on. Get out of there.
Temporarily unavailable, so it's already sold out. So, but like I said, McFarlane's been doing pretty well at re-upping these.
3, 4, 5. Yeah. Does this have? I'm afraid to click this link and go back to Amazon because it'll show everything that I've looked at on Amazon.
We promise not to judge.
Let me tell you, I looked at some crazy things during Prime Day. But here, let's take a look at this. All right. Maybe there's a picture of Mr. Keaton here. No, there isn't. There is a... You may go. There's a video, though. Hold on. We're going to get demonetized.
Uh-oh, yeah, don't.
Okay, there we go. What happens when I full screen? Does it... Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
It just goes over everybody, huh? Just screws up the whole stream. But you can see it. So. Yep, there he is.
You know what ruins the likeness on there? It's the neck articulation. I really feel like the 89 Batman gets messed up because he can turn his neck. But in any case, this is a stellar set at a stellar price. I mean, for heaven's sakes, I don't think there's any modern action figure that doesn't go for over $20 in this scale.
Yeah.
Let alone these are 7-inch, not 6-inch.
These are really well, yeah, they're 7-inch. They're really well painted, which you don't see that a lot.
That's true.
Anymore. But yeah, no, I mean, smaller, less painted figures are going for almost $30.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. If you can get it and you're a fan, I recommend it. So.
All right, what else we got here? Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, we're going to finish up with Marvel Legends. We're going to talk about X-Men's and Spider-Man's. And I think we're not going to talk about the other Marvel Legends for the sake of time, but
that's
there were
fair.
a couple of other ones. But let's look at some of these from the new cartoon, X-Men 97, which is coming out when?
We still don't know exactly, but it's going to come out soon-ish. It's going to come out before the end of the year.
Yeah,
That's
late
all
this
I know.
year is what they said. Late 2023.
Also, I mean, I'll say briefly, I was able to score Wolverine from the X-Men 97 line that is hitting now. Not a very good figure, though, if you ask me. They forgot to include his neck.
Hang on, let me give you the screen here. Now, is it possible that on the new show his design is that he doesn't have a neck?
No, because if you go back to the stuff we were looking at, you can see a much better representation where he definitely does have a neck.
Yeah, it is in there.
These look great. I mean, again, I happen to have the other animated Wolverine right here. Not a lot of difference that I'm seeing, but I'm still probably going to buy it because I'm an idiot.
It is a different mold, though, isn't it? It does look slightly different. I don't have mine handy.
I can't really tell. It's got that same, what do they call those, a butterfly joint in the shoulders, and it looks very similar.
Does yours have the hidden pins, the pinless design?
No, it is not pinless, and the boot tufts are definitely bigger on this one than on the new one. Because
that one you're holding is the non-cartoon one, but then painted in cartoon colory cell shade thing. Like it was originally a not cartoon mold.
I believe so. I believe that is.
I think this is okay, so regardless,
I think they're reusing a lot, but still.
Yeah, you get the hood down.
Yeah, get the hood. Although I will say I would have liked to see his face be a little more on model with the original cartoon. I don't know if the new cartoon looks like dead on to that, but it's not quite there. It's not.
Does he come with a? You can't see the box at all, but does he come with the other head?
He comes with the mask head, the Wolverine head,
there it is.
and
Okay.
See, it comes with that mask down off the back.
Yeah. Okay. This looks better than this. Like the actual designs of these look more like from the original cartoon rather than this.
Actually, again, I'm looking at this now. This is a different head. This one came with two heads, though.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe his winglings are a little longer on this one, and maybe they tweaked them a little bit. It's really hard to tell.
I think this is a completely different head.
So,
well, it's like different facial expression.
It is right. It is a different head, but I'm not sold on the idea of if they changed it or not. So,
all right,
whatever. The Wolverine is probably the most standard reissue that they have, except for maybe Gambit. So let's look into some. Yeah,
more. let's go through and comment individually on everybody's new haircut. So,
I will say that's the one thing that disappoints me the most. I love this figure. I love the bright colors. I do not have the Bishop I have is from the Toy Biz line, and he looks like a 90s rapper. Like a specific one, but I can't remember which one. And And so I was very excited about this, but damn, I miss his cool mullet.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that I think looks better in a mullet than he does in short hair.
Yeah. Although, if I was him, I'd get the nice short haircut too. Every so often you gotta.
I just wish they gave us the option. Storm as well. That face is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't like the mohawk with the white suit. If they had done it in the black suit or preferably the full punk outfit, I would have been all over the figure. But it's just too weird. It doesn't seem like it should go.
Here's the thing though, because I'm staring at it, and she definitely did get a haircut. Her hair is shorter, but it's not exactly a mohawk. It almost just looks like she's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep a constant wind going and just make sure my hair is just always sticking straight up.
The sides are shaved, but yes, I see what you're
saying. Yeah, she definitely got a haircut. It's definitely shorter than her old hair, but it doesn't look like it's not a mohawk. It's just like, I'm just going to make sure my hair goes straight up all the time.
I'm going to say something that's going to sound weird, but
okay.
I don't mean it in a weird
I'm preparing
way.
To mute you. Go ahead.
They for a long while now, Marvel Legends have, because I need to be as clear as I can with this. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Oh boy.
I don't care, and I like the way the figures look, but I did notice that Storm and Rogue have large busts. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Like they're much larger than what Marvel Legends have been putting out in recent years. I think that's kind of interesting.
It looks like they brought Bandai America in to design the female characters. Is what it looks like. Yes, that's what you're getting at.
Clearly. So I just think it's interesting that they were definitely on kind of a trend of lowering the bust size, and now it seems like they're okay.
She doesn't look too bad. I like that she looks just a little bit bulkier than Storm. Like she's supposed to be strong, but she's not. Like her powers are more. Her strength is Captain Marvel strength. It's not just because she has muscles, but I do like that she's just a little bit bulkier.
Was her jacket? Her jacket wasn't always.
No, her jacket was
green.
Her jacket was definitely brown. Right? Yeah.
I mean, I looked at some of the, like, you can tell in the art here that it's definitely green on the new show.
Well,
it's a green.
She's got a new jacket. That's all.
Right. I mean, I'm okay enough with it. I will say, oh, good. Well, at least in this artwork, when I was looking at the Cyclops figure in this scale, the Epics one, they did not paint his underpants yellow, and I was worried that they fell prey to the DC taking away of the underpants on the outside. But if you look, there's no Cyclops in the large figures there.
Yeah.
If you look on this cross-cell art here, you can see he still does have. So I think that was just a
cost-saving paint thing.
Yeah, they just didn't. I mean, these are definitely cost-saving figures. They're fun. Like these are great pocket warriors. You just throw them in your pocket. You could have, a Wolverine adventure on the go.
Yep. Gambit looks good.
Gambit looks great, but I still don't know that I need to buy him. I have a Gambit that I think is from the neck down identical to this Gambit. But his head does look more animated. I'm a little torn. I'm going to have to go look at the one that I have, because I'm not going to buy this entire line. For me, this is going to have to be like I have to evaluate them individually and see, like, is there a significant improvement or shift toward animation versus what I already have? And Rogue, probably not going to do. I like the Rogue that I got. I was going to say the Rogue that they put out, that Target exclusive Rogue, the last one that they put out, I think is more indicative of the actual 90s Rogue than this one is.
Yeah.
She had the bigger hair and the brown jacket.
Yeah. But Gambit seems to be a bit more on point, especially with the face.
His face. Yeah, his face is, like I said, I'm 99% sure from the neck down, it's the same toy I already have.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons I bought it was like, oh man, this looks just like Gambit, except for the head is a little more animated or comic than cartoon. I might buy this, but I have.
I'm a little bit worried about this show. Just as a side, because of the way cartoons are produced these days. I mean, obviously the slightly different animation style aside, but if you go back and watch the original show, just watch like that opening 2-parter. Mm-hmm. If they had released just that today, it would be, first off, it would be considered an adult cartoon.
For sure. Which they tried that with that show. There were several prime time specials for the original.
I mean, like that episode has like Gambit hitting on a woman wearing a tight dress. You know, like there's a lot of, and it would also be panned by half the country as extremely woke. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, X-Men is extremely woke. Like
right. You can't separate those.
The X-Men is to be woke.
Yes. So anyway, that aside, Gambit looking good. Okay, was that all of them? No, Magneto's in here too. Oh wait, hold on. Wanted to get that. Look at that smirk.
Yeah, it's good. I might have to buy him, and I'm really mad about it. He is not pinless though. Look at that. Look at his knees.
Yeah.
Because they're using the same damn body from the last one.
Oh, Hasbro.
That hand, I have that hand.
Yeah, that hand is, yeah. All right, Magneto looking good. I don't have a good Magneto. That's a good Magneto.
You know why? Because they didn't make a good Magneto. There was one, and I have it, and I think this is maybe the same one. I have to look. The Magneto I have was from a 3-pack where it came with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Okay.
And I didn't care about having either of those in their comic book form, and I bought the Magneto separately, and it looks pretty close. I'd have to go pull it out to be for sure, but I mean, this is a good Magneto. I do wish we could get I don't know if you saw the Mezco offerings of the animated figures.
This helmet is removable.
Thankfully, because it's for humans.
Sorry, go ahead.
The Mezco animated line did a Logan and a Magneto, and they are beyond. Like, I'm a little disappointed. The Wolverine that came out that I bought right off, it's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. I actually think the Hasbro one is a little better. And aside from him coming with a pillow to cry in, and this one didn't, you know. But the Magneto, the Sabretooth, oof, so good. So good. So I would have liked to see like an alternate head for Magneto.
Why did they post this photo?
Who knows? I'm sure they were just dumping photo dumps. I would have loved to see 2 alternate Magneto heads, one with the one you can see if you go back one, or go back 2 real quick at the top of the package there where they black out around the eyes. I would love a figure with straight up blacked out, just the eyebrows and eyes staring back at you.
They don't show him in package, and I wonder if he is going to come with like a helmet off.
It's
head.
true. I would love the helmet off head as well, you know. But I mean, we're kind of seeing what we can assume is their accessories at the feet. But this is also the first time we're seeing any of this stuff. So there's definitely room to change. You know what else I want? This is an arbitrary want. I absolutely want Magneto's bowl. I want a sphere of just like electricity effect to snap him into.
Yeah.
Because that would be really cool.
That's the kind of thing that if this was Transformers, a third-party company would already be working on that.
Right. You know? Absolutely. Maybe I should be that third-party company.
Maybe you should be.
I'm gonna go buy a hamster ball and some hot glue and make this thing happen.
It's entirely possible that a third-party company is working on it, but
yeah,
that's a bit of a tough one because it would have to be clear, but not too clear, and then you got a little bit of lightning in it. You really got to put them in one of those static balls. But
yep.
Anyway. Moving on. Last topic.
In any case, really excited for those. Ooh, look at that! Just
this
real fast.
Thing. Oh, what?
Wait! Just don't even click on it. I forgot they're doing a whole line of the Batman and Robin. So we're getting Poison Ivy, Batgirl, Robin, and did it say Build-A-Figure on there? Because I imagine
it does say Build-A-Figure.
Mr. Freeze would be the Build-A-Figure, I assume.
No, I would assume that it's a 4-pack and you build Bane.
Oh, that's
or it's
good.
A 5-pack, but
That's good. But I don't think it's a pack. I think you're buying them separately still.
Okay, fine. Yeah, 7-inch ultra articulated. Build a wave. Then you got these guys, those guys, these guys again. That doesn't tell me anything. Who do you build?
that has not yet to be revealed, but I would think it's a safe bet that it would be Bane. Is that a Helen Slater Supergirl? Click on that one there.
It does look like it, but it's hard to see from here.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be cool. I'd buy that. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what the hell's going on with that Green Lantern either.
I don't know.
Looked like he was screaming or something. I don't know. Go back. Go to the thing you were going to go to, so we can get.
I was going to go to this one.
Yeah.
The Smythe and Peter Parker 2-pack.
They are keeping with that. I'm going to give Pat a figure that he wants with a figure that he either does not want or does not need.
Yep.
Like, I definitely wanted Aunt May and Mary Jane. Did not have a lot of want for Doc Ock or that version of Hobgoblin. Same thing here. Love that Peter. Never cared for old Smythe.
The whole Smythe like that whole Smythe plot going on with the Spider Slayers and everything was really just, I don't know, the Spider-Man animated series was very oddly paced in terms of its storylines and everything, and like the whole Smythe thing was a bit, just kept coming back.
Right. I would have actually rathered like Professor X chair.
You're giving it away. Don't give that photo to Jameson.
Why would he take that picture? I'm also, I think I said this to Brian earlier, but the Thwip hands in flesh tone, I might buy this set just for those because I've wanted to replace my Stan Lee one that I have him thwipping with just a basic Spider-Man hand that I painted, but so the pin just always shows bright red. Yeah. So I'm very excited to have production made Thwip hands in flesh tone for my Stan Lee figure.
I'm going to have to go back and look it up because I don't remember if the cartoon actually explained why Smythe looks this way. Like I know,
there's a reason, but I don't remember.
Like, well, I remember the episode where because for a long time he's just human Smythe and he's making robots and stuff, and then there is the episode where he turns into this, but like I don't remember what the reasoning was for why it's this specifically. Like, why is it the things? Why does he have fish fins? Why does he have little, sharp toes? Whatever.
I think
he's technically naked right now.
Wasn't he in like a Professor X style chair for a while there too?
Yeah.
So like he had like a hover chair deal, which I would have rathered that figure than this one.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, because he was obsessed with spiders, but this doesn't necessarily read spider, does it?
Right. So, yeah, I'll have to go back because I know it's explained in the comics, but I don't remember if they explain it on the cartoon or not. But either way, I mean, it's a decent representation of the character. Like absolutely. If you're a Smythe fan. Right. Alistair Smythe.
Or
this is the one.
Perhaps you like Dolph Lundgren in Rocky.
Yeah, that's actually
very similar. Don't look at that, similar build.
Just don't look at that. The rest of that. It's good Peter Parker too. They do it. They're doing a fairly good job with the civilian. If you're looking for a just a general person in like a blazer with their sleeves rolled up figure. If
you wanted a Don Johnson Miami Vice figure, this is the toy for you.
There you
go. Get yourself a Don Johnson head, paint that jacket white, boom, Miami Vice all day. I am hopeful. I haven't bought them, but I have found on eBay Aunt May relatively reasonably, probably like 26, about the price you would pay for a regular figure. I always liked the Doc Ock from the animated series, but not enough for him to be the Doc Ock. And I'm really trying to keep myself as this is the ultimate version of this figure. Here you go. The Spider-Verse has really screwed me up because now I'm like, all right, Ben Reilly. All right, Miguel. I got to collect these other Spider-Men because I like them in the damn movie. But
why are these labeled as box 1 and 2? Isn't this like the fourth 2-pack from this?
Yeah.
Are they all labeled 1 and 2? I'm going to have to go back and look. That's really, I mean, that's dumb if you're trying to lay them all out, like on a shelf or something, to make it look like you got the VHS tapes or whatever. Mm-hmm. Do the Marvel Legend boxes have that? No, they don't. They just say...
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because they're still on my shelf behind me right there. You can't see them. They're too tiny. Okay, Pat, that's all the topics. Do you have any walk-on topics that we need to cover?
I don't know if I'm still coming through on your end, but...
You are.
Having some connectivity issues.
Well, that's great timing because we are out of topics, and you could just stare at your keyboard for a little bit while I walk us out of here. What do you think about that?
Oh, yep. We're back for a second?
Yep. Okay, cool. Listen, here's what I'm going to do.
We still there?
Yeah, just shush. I'm trying to do the outro. He can't hear me, so he's gonna keep trying to talk to me the whole time. He doesn't know that we can still hear him. Now is the time to say any mean things about Pat.
I'm wondering if we are still on the air.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute him. Yeah, I can still hear him, but I'm muting him so that you can't hear him. So, hey, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for listening to all of our rambling about the San Diego Comic-Con. If anything cool comes out in the next week or so, we'll probably talk about it in 2 weeks when we do another one of these, and join us next week when we're going to play some sort of video game together for fun. So have a good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.